It's the voice of Indiana County. It's WCCS 101.1 FM, AM 1160, WCCSradio.com. The last time we talked to Trajan Jones, he was not yet an IUP graduate. He already had the job, but he was not yet an IUP graduate. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Wonderful that you're now a college graduate and you step right into a job with Indiana Borough. And, of course, you've been on the job for a while now, so you know what's going on there. Indiana Borough Planner and Zoning Officer. He is Trajan Jones with us this morning. And I guess there's a sidewalk program coming up?
There is. We're really excited about it. So
yeah.
With summer right around the corner, it's getting nice. Everybody's trying to get out, whether they're walking to church in the morning or walking for dinner uptown at night. We want them to be able to do it safely. So we were able to secure some funds from the American Rescue Plan. And we're looking to start repairing some hazardous and dangerous sidewalks in the borough.
Our conversation with Trajan brought to you by Marcus & Mack, voted Best Personal Injury Law Firm in the Best of Indiana County contest. Marcus & Mack, a law firm representing injured people. So I guess the first thing you have to do is identify where those subjects are.
Right. And that's been a lot of help from our code enforcement officers. They went around town. They walked just about every sidewalk in the borough and kept a list. We have a running list of we have like a medium tiered, high, and then light, So there's different categories of where we're at with the sidewalks, specifically because the funding that we have is limited. So to be able to qualify, you have to have a pretty bad sidewalk. We're not going to be aiding with money on people's sidewalks that are in pretty decent shape, you know?
Yeah. So we think about Indiana's Philadelphia Street, which is largely a business district in the sidewalk portions, or the brick portions of the sidewalks anyway. But we're talking all through the borough?
Yeah, all through the borough, yeah. So we started looking at the active transportation. We have a map of where, like, the main walking ways and the bikeways that people are mainly using. So obviously, like Philadelphia Street, South 7th Street, up towards IRMC Park, 5th Street down by Brunzies and Subs and Suds. So we do have an idea of where the people are most using the sidewalks, and we're not necessarily going to start there. Like I said, we're going to start focusing on what's worse and then kind of build up to trying to get everything on an even playing field.
So for folks who don't know, the level of responsibility for maintenance of the sidewalks, repair of the sidewalks, falls on whom?
The homeowner.
Falls on the homeowner.
Right.
And so you're responsible for the sidewalk in front of your home.
Right, and we've had that happen. We've seen, trips and falls, and people, they get into legal things. So we're just trying to avoid all that, help out as we can with residents and getting that, just addressing those problems.
Yeah. So somebody goes outside and they see, well, my sidewalk is in really bad shape. The slabs aren't even, or whatever it might be.
Right.
What should they be doing?
They should, if they want to be a part of this program, if they want to see if they qualify, they should call our office, and we can give them more information there. Yeah.
And somebody will come out and look at it.
Right. Yeah, our code enforcement, they'll come out. They'll do a little, kind of an analysis, I guess you could say, of it, see where they fall into our 3 categories of severity, and then we go from there pretty much. Yeah.
Now, if you have to replace a whole panel of concrete, I'm sure there are specific standards that have to be met.
Right. Yeah, there are. There's a kind of like a sidewalk standard that our code enforcement guys that they look for, that they try to make sure that everybody's meeting. I don't know on my side. I don't know specifically what it is. I just do the zoning. I don't do necessarily the code enforcement side of it. But they do have certain things that they're looking for. Cracks, like you said, uneven surfaces, because that's something I feel like a lot of people sometimes they forget. I'm blessed to have 2 legs that work greatly, but some people, just the slightest unevenness in the sidewalk can cause a lot of problems. So we definitely want to address that and make sure that everybody in the borough is able to get around safely.
Yeah, and protect yourself legally.
Right.
There's liability issues there that you need to be certainly concerned about. So that is one thing that you're here to talk with us about today. But we're heading into a very busy summer, and I'm sure that there are a lot of other things that you're thinking about, both short-term and long-term.
There is. We have a lot of stuff coming up with our comprehensive plan that I talked about a little bit last time. we tried to kick off our engagement with the Hawk Walk, and that was an awesome success. We had a lot of people from IUP come out, and now we're starting to focus on the community here. So we've got a number of events coming up. We've got an LGBTQ event coming up on June 10th that we're going to be at. We're going to be tabling, trying to engage them, see what we can do for them, how we can improve the environment here. We have the Juneteenth celebration coming up in June, so we're going to get out to that. And yeah, we're just really looking to get in front of as many people as we can, really.
Yeah. Those third Thursday events in downtown Indiana.
Yep, that's
a big part of what you're doing, huh?
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
We've been working a lot with downtown Indiana and Sam Kenley, just kind of trying to reinvigorate the town, bring things people will like, trying to make it exciting for new residents and old residents.
Yeah. When people think about the role of a planner for Indiana Borough, I don't know what their perception is, but when you define your role as the planner for Indiana Borough.
That's a tough one. So as the planner, I'd say to be a good planner, you have to be a good listener. Like I said, we're really trying to have an open process here, trying to engage as many people as we can, talk to as many people as we can, get to know their vision for what they want to see in the community. As I've said before, people that have lived here, they're the experts. We're trying to listen to them. We don't want to come in and tell them what they should be doing. They should be telling us what they want.
Yeah. I want to go back to the sidewalks for a second because it just popped into my mind that I know there are some sidewalks in town that are very narrow and very little used. And some of the trees and their roots have, they've intruded a little bit.
Yeah.
And there are some certain situations where a tree just needs to come down.
Right.
And I don't know that this particular sidewalk plan, the program that you're talking about, will take care of that. But certainly, folks, that's another concern for people when they're thinking about the liability issues in front of their homes.
Right. We've definitely seen that. You can see where some of the trees that come up, they start uprooting the sidewalks, and that's another thing we're trying to address through a different program, not necessarily this sidewalk program, but yeah, that's definitely something we do see as a concern, and yeah, we definitely want to address.
Yeah. One of the other issues that is something big in Indiana Borough is parking. And I'm sure that you hear about it every day.
All the time.
The Indiana Borough parking garage is an asset.
It is.
That should be used by folks, and probably much more than it is today. If you were to estimate, and I know I'm throwing this at you out of the blue, if you were to estimate daily usage of that garage in terms of capacity, is it 50% full? Is it 30% full? Is it more or less?
I would say maybe somewhere around 50. I know I walk through the bottom portion a lot on my way to get lunch every day, and that's never full. So that could be some type of indicator. I'd imagine people would want to park on the bottom first, but yeah, I'd say 50% is probably on the higher side.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I don't want to underestimate it because I feel like that is kind of an asset that's forgotten a lot in the borough, and that people that they're thinking about coming down here to park, they're thinking about parking along Philadelphia Street or one of the adjacent streets. They don't even consider the parking garage.
But especially when you get to the summertime, when the sun is beating down on your car while it's sitting there for 3 or 4 hours, if you happen to have business in downtown and you're there for 3 or 4 hours, you put that in the parking garage, it's in the shade, and it's not getting that. And if it's pouring down rain as well, you're not getting as wet either.
No, yeah, that's true.
Once you get to your car.
Yeah, both of those points you just made are completely awesome, and I agree with them. And we definitely want to encourage people to use that more.
Yeah. When you think about parking in terms of the cost at the parking garage, the cost is not really different from what you're paying with a street.
No, it's really not. No,
a street.
And especially if you work or you do a lot of business in the borough, I feel like if you rented one of the leased spaces, I think over time that does end up being less than if you were trying to park on the street every day. So yeah.
That's a great idea.
There's definitely incentives for it. Yeah,
terrific. All right, so Trajan, what else do we need to tell folks about today?
So I wanted to redirect people again to our project hub. So with the comprehensive plan, that's going to be where everything is. We want to make it as easy as possible for people to get information and to find resources. So that's at engage.indianaborough.com. And when you go there, you're going to be able to find a timeline for our project. You're going to be able to find media from events that we've been at and that we've been engaging people with. Eventually, not right now, but eventually you're going to be able to see a draft of the comprehensive plan. So you can see that, give us feedback on it. There is a questions and kind of surveys page. So you can go there, answer some questions for us, kind of give us some data on what's going on in the borough. You can also ask specific questions to the project leads on the thing. So that would be the project leads for the comprehensive plan. So that would be myself, a manager, Nicole Cepas, and our consultant, Jeff Rakes, who's also a resident of Indiana Borough. So.
Yeah. Jeff's still around?
He is, yeah.
He's a good guy.
He's awesome. He's great.
He's a pretty cool dude. All right, so all of that from Trajan Jones and Indiana Borough today. Appreciate you coming over.
Thank you for having me.
It is the voice of Indiana County. It's WCCS 101.1 FM, AM 1160, WCCSradio.com. 23 minutes after 9 o'clock, and the CBS Sports Minute coming up in just a moment or so. But we want to get to this morning's health cycle, and we start it with a health beat, and that is in the hands of Sarah Lee Kessler.